This video is about people being evil, and the emphasis is on attractive females. People are basically evil because attractive females are evil. They allow for evil to continue. They don't take a stand. I brought it before. They choose the man. They choose to have sex with them to the point where they have a baby. They choose to have the baby. They choose to raise the baby, and they continue to guide them more often than not throughout their lives. This is why there's an evil society. It's disproportionately the female's fault, and it's also disproportionately the attractive female's fault of the females. So let's overkill this point like I usually do. And so, everyone knows that the right thing to do is to obey me and to know that living is evil and live is evil backwards and so on and so forth. The most desirable woman, as you judge against God, in quotations. So to reject a man in the true spirit of God is rejecting God for your own selfish purposes. And maybe you're abstinent, maybe you're not. Maybe you're rejecting him for someone in the worldly corporate energy, the corporate rape cult energy. You've literally rejected the true spirit of love and righteousness for corporate rape cult nonsense because of childishness, shallowness, stupidity, cowardice, evil, etc. So here we go. Shall we begin? Does a society that is right with God give the most desirable women that must be for the top martial artists that are right with God to the thieving geeks and their brutish allies? Of course, I'm the last martial artist that is right with God. Perhaps give them to the dogs. They are better off with them. Right? What kind of logic does that make? And what kind of sense does that make? Perhaps give them the dogs. You may as well give them to the dogs. Okay, if you're going to give them to somebody other than who deserves them the most. Okay, society, not only should they naturally choose that, society should be geared to make sure they don't miss that. And that no one's coercing them to keep them from these guys. Okay? If they lack the moral courage, which is a deep sin. It is one of the most serious sins, in my opinion, to lack the moral courage to serve God. It's a sin. If they don't naturally stop at nothing moral to be a true hero's wife, they must be the product of two childish, shallow, and evil parents. Parents that are dripping with ill-gotten gains and the blood of the saints. It's like an energy that's dripping off them, hitting the earth, making sure the earth is thoroughly desecrated. So in the word healed, we have he lead. Okay? He, led. If you're healed, then you let the alpha, the true moral alpha, and I'm the last one, lead you. That's what it means to be healed. Also in the word heal, we have he, the alpha, L, meaning Lord. Okay? The true martial arts alpha with a moral courage, pure sun, pure masculine spirit. The sun is a symbol of this, and so on. I've gone over this, the marshaling force of the sun, Ra, and so on and so forth. Okay, he lay, have his falcon child raised by him. The lay isn't just sex, it's more laying an egg, but it's more the whole process of marrying this person. He's raising you. Right? Women are saved with faith and propriety through childbearing. With who? With the conformist and the fake Christian, the wolf in sheep's clothes, the groupie at church? No, with the person in the true falcon alpha spirit. Jesus said he's the alpha and the omega. He came to bring a sword. How can you then ignore the alpha martial artist, the last true alpha? Moral courage, moral toughness, moral will, moral precision, focus, moral intensity. Place. A lot of interesting wordplay here. P-las. P meaning the phallic symbol, the penis. For those of us mature enough to hear that and not act like girls and think that I'm wrong or I'm twisting. E, kill, P. Going backwards, interchangeable vowels. The E, the temple, the magic card, the magic magician, sage, scientist-led temple, instead of the alpha spirit of God, the mature martial art, moral courage spirit of God, spirit of true righteousness, focus, moral intensity is what it takes to tap into it in the divine order, not cheating this person or not screwing him out and pretending that you're right with God after you've screened out the true alpha line. Okay. So the E movements, E, L, evil, effeminate, and so on and so forth. Emasculate kills this true masculine, natural, and supernatural spirit of God It kills the true idea of a P. The man, there's no men after I'm gone. There are just emasculated cowards. Think about it. I'll give you $1,000. You can prove me wrong. Write in the comments. Use the scale of moral courage, moral toughness, being raised right versus raised in a barn to be an animal. He's not a man, he's an animal. He doesn't have moral courage, moral precision, moral intelligence, and so on and so forth. Also, pick, lay, right? Place, pick, lay. We can put, scramble the letters, right? Phonetics, sounds, pick, lay. The top martial artist should be able to pick any woman he wants. Period. He's Pharaoh. Okay? If he has moral courage, he's not going to want a woman he shouldn't want. It's that simple. And anyone that does, he should be able to pick them. They have no reason in the world not to accept. Once their vision is clear, once they have moral clarity, mental clarity, it's immoral to reject this guy. It's immoral to not give him a chance. It is evil. It is evil to reject him. It is evil to not give him a chance. That's his rightful place. Think about the spiritual implications. My goodness. Also, A, cap, A, cup, A, keep, L. The cap of Upper Egypt. The white crown. The cup. Jesus said, take this cup from me. Jesus said that right now. Luke 22:42, he says, Father, if you are willing, take this cup from me, yet not my will, but yours be done. A cup. L meaning Lord, A meaning Alpha. A ka meaning Spirit. LP. Pick A-L, P-L, ace. Above the worldly king, even the king of this world, who's seen as the king of romance. The spirit that killed Jesus was the Roman spirit with their Jewish allies. That is the spirit of killing love. That is the anti-spirit. That is the foundation of Western culture, the foundation of the anti-spirit of love culture. And look up ludus and agape and eros, the pathetic definitions of love that have been displayed by these Western, that have been conveyed by the Western knaves. The divine picking order. The divine order. Not the secular New World Order. The divine picking order. Not the secular New World Order that allows for the Pope and allows for the King of England and so on and so forth and the Queen. Not those liars who propagate despicable falsehoods and reinforce rape culture-based, eugenic, derived, sexual sadist-derived psychological constructs. The Pharaoh reproductive cycle. There are about 70 million feminists, if we look at it this way. We'll say the majority of people in America are women. Okay, so we'll put it at about 200 million. We'll just say, throw a number out there. 40% of women are self-proclaimed feminists. We'll say about 3/4 of women are above 18. Don't know how to break it. I'll just throw a number out there. Okay, so 3/4. Okay. 3/4 brings us to 75 million plus 75. 150 million. 150 million females above the age 18. We'll see about 40%. Let's just throw out 70 million. Let's not even do the math. Just rough estimates real quick. 70 million of them, okay, therefore are self-proclaimed feminists. Self-proclaimed. 70 million adult self-proclaimed feminists in America. So why is rape a problem? There's 70 million feminists who aren't supposed to approve of rape. Why don't they organize? So by default, one of their problems is obeying a worthy leader and organizing around him. It's a given. If that wasn't a problem, why is there 70 million of you? How hard is it for you to impress upon everybody what they must do? How hard is it for you to get your will across when there's 70 million people organized together as women, including the most attractive women? Some of the most attractive women at least. Why is rape a problem? Your movement is so great. The title of feminist is so great. Why is rape a problem? Okay, we'll say, are we talking about the wage gap? Are we talking about the right to vote? Okay, pro-choice and so on and so forth. Or are we talking about satanic feminists having their way? If any feminists are having their way in this, isn't it the ones that are working with the corporate elite? Working with the deities of this world? Those are the ones having their way. I'm going to run out of time unless I shoot through this real quick. Bottom line is, we're not talking about truly doing what's in women's best interest. We're talking about Western occult prostitutism. And they would, if they had their mind right, they would see that I am the worthy leader they must obey. They must not put following a female above what's best for women. And they would not choose this Western occult prostitutism angle. The various forms that they're prostituting themselves. Goes back to the awkward, right? To draw the hawk, to draw the qua people that, the falcon, the hawk, this particular group of sub-Saharan Africans. Okay, awkward. The H of defense is removed. Hawk ward. They want to get rid of the hawk instead of draw the spirit of the falcon. And we'll get to that later if we have time. So let's look at this. Why attractive females are evil. Let's look at this from the bird's eye view. Word play. Charm and harm. If I have time, I'm going to put a list of this stuff at the end of the words that prove my point. Charm and harm. Another word for Horus is har. Har and the M for magic. That's how you harm. It's right there in the word. The main way you harm people is you don't obey Horus. And you obey magic and science and all this bitch shit instead. And Luciferian lies in the church and so on and so forth. So when we're looking down at this bird's eye view and we see all this horrible atrocities, rapes, human trafficking, drugging, all this evil, all this pollution, all this horrible stuff taking place, domestic violence, you name it. Gang violence. White-collar scum acting important. You see just filth everywhere as you're flying around at light speed. Stop here. Wow, filth everywhere. Go over here. Just scum everywhere. Palestine, Israel. Scum, scum, scum. People abused here. Crimea, Ukraine. Scum everywhere being abusing people and scum being abused. I don't have time to explore that second part, but let's move on. So we see that females, attractive females especially, are conforming to the culture that spells out why it is evil. Her heart hurt. Atmosphere. A must fear. Spell it out. Interchangeable vowels. Magic spells. Pan and pun. Phoenicians. Phonetics. Phony. Phone. Sounds. Hooked on phonics. They conform to the culture that spells out why shunning heroes is evil. Why being shallow is evil. Ironic, isn't it? And they're disproportionately in higher education. Women are disproportionately, there's more women in higher education than men, rather. The most evil thing someone can do is not obey the last valid leader, the last valid top martial artist. If he isn't in charge by default, everyone is treated unfairly. And injustice for one is an injustice for all in this sense, obviously, because if this guy's not given his rightful place, then you're being led by someone who couldn't possibly treat you as fairly as he does, as he could. By default, that is not fair for everybody to be given a misleader instead of the one true leader. Therefore, that is the greatest evil. Everything else that is evil, which is someone is contributing to willingly, okay, and otherwise, to the point where it makes it evil, is the result of this guy not giving his rightful place and everyone not obeying him. That's just a product of that. But it starts, that is the source of evil, is disobeying this guy. On the spectrum, what seems to be the most understandable argument is a nonsensical argument. The children example. They are saving or sparing them hardship so they can live easier in a pure evil planet. That is why they are not obeying. That is a despicable argument. Of course, God rejects it. So when we look at the bitch on the spectrum, what is a bitch? A bitch is someone who causes you harm. Doesn't matter if she's bitching or not. Doesn't matter if she acts ghetto or not or whatever. What makes her a bitch is she's causing harm, and that starts with disobeying, not obeying the top martial artist. All females, all people that don't obey the top martial artist are bitches, because they're causing harm from their lack of moral heart, their lack of moral insight, moral courage, their lack of courage. They're a pussy, they're a bitch, they're acting like a bitch, and their complaints are bitch is complaints and no longer valid when they don't obey. All right. So when she hurts somebody, it says she dished you. Right? She hurt you. I'm going to have to fucking make a part 2. Fuck this shit. So this guy is the way, the truth, and the life. He's a point of reference. His path is the way. His path is the truth. His path is the path of the sword of God, the Spirit, conquering evil, transcend. His path is the way. Horus is the way, the truth, and life. I am Horus.